Connecting. Hey.
Hey, good evening, good evening, good evening.
How are you? How are you?
I am good. I am good. How are you?
I'm good. Long time no see. Long time no
I
speak.
I know, I know, I know. It's so good to be connecting with you again. I
Yes,
thought,
yes. How have you been during the lockdown?
well, you know what? It's been good. Like, you know me, no matter what, I always will find a way to just bounce back.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
find a way just to work around any situation. So there has been a lot of good that's actually taken place during, the whole lockdown.
Yeah,
And when like when things like outside of your control happen,
yeah.
you have to find a way to take back control,
Hmm.
and you have to find a way to pivot and to think, okay, how can I do things differently but still achieve the same outcome?
Yeah.
And that I've been able to do in this time, which is, just, I'm grateful to God for that. So
Oh, good.
it obviously, I'm one of my main sources of income is the wedding industry, and that obviously was hit hard.
Yeah.
But I was still able to make money
Good, good,
during
good,
this time.
good.
It's
Well,
good.
before we kind of get into the main topic at hand,
Yeah.
what I like to do is kind of get to know a little bit about you, or well, not me personally, but everyone else, because um, when I was thinking about it, we actually go back quite a while.
Yeah.
Um, when we first met, I can't remember how we first met or first got acquainted, but I remember coming to one of your women's talking business events.
Yes.
And
Right.
when I look back, that's probably about 10, 11 years ago.
Ooh, yeah, like probably from what, 2010? Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a long time ago. You were one of
Yeah, I
my
actually got
favorite supporters.
I actually got one of my I got one of my first clients at your event.
Yes.
So yeah, we go way back. But like
I,
you have done so many stuff. You're an
yeah.
author, you're a
Mhm.
public speaker, you're a motivational speaker, you're a consultant. Like
Mhm.
just you have a wedding management company as well. So you have so much. So I just
Yeah.
like want to know where it kind of all began for you.
Okay, so if I take it back. So I studied law at
Okay.
university, and I wanted to do law because I wanted to help people. So I'm very passionate about helping people to to fulfill their purpose on earth, and to just become all that they were created to become. So I thought, let me go down the law route. I'm good at talking, and I thought I could use that as a vehicle to connect with these kind of people who, hopefully, if I give them a motivational talk, I might be able to help them to change their life and to start thinking differently.
Mm.
But then when I started working in the courts, it was like, this isn't the vehicle that I actually want to use.
Okay.
um, at that time, I started following around somebody called Action Jackson. He's a phenomenal motivational speaker, and another lady. And I was just helping them out, as they did their workshops. And I realized, what, this is actually what I want to do. Like,
Okay.
it's the right vehicle where I can, motivate people, I can encourage people, and I can, help to bring about the change that I want to see. So, like, yeah, I just launched myself as a motivational speaker. And this was at a time when in the UK it wasn't really popular. Like in
Yeah,
America,
yeah, yeah,
yes, the life coaches, all of that was popular. In the UK, it was just like, no, we don't need it, we don't get it.
yeah.
So it was a bit tough at the beginning. But I persevered, and at that time I also wrote a book as well called No More Excuses.
Yeah, I
And
remember that.
that kind of really launched me, into the public, because I was 22, and everyone's like, "Who's this young girl writing a book?" And she's interviewed, some big people.
Yeah.
How did it happen? So I started to share my story, but then
Mm.
I also, started to drive home the message of like visible positive role models for the next generation. And it just so many, the journey is just is so many layers
So
to it.
was it a natural transition for you to go from law to becoming a kind of motivational speaker?
you know so you know what, the transition, so my purpose has always been my purpose, which is to help people.
Mm.
So for me, that's why, like, over the years I've used different vehicles to still achieve the same thing,
Yeah,
if you know what I mean.
yeah,
I
yeah.
shifted from my purpose. It's still about helping people. It's still about helping people to see the greatness in them. So, you know, the purpose of law was I wanted to help people. When that no longer looked like the vehicle, I changed the vehicle. And I was fortunate at the time, actually, because when I just finished my law degree, I met a young man at my university who was working in a youth club, and he was like, he's leaving. And I was like, oh, let me apply, let me go, you know, because I had a passion for young people. Like when I, you know, a few years ago, I was really, really passionate about young people. So I started working in a youth club. Then when I finished uni, I then went to work in my old secondary school. So, you know, it was, and then I finally got a job at the YMCA working with young people as a youth development officer. So, and at that time I was still thinking I was going to go back into law. So I thought, let me just take a year out and just, you know, just help young people. And then from there, I then came to write my book, and then I never went back into law. So the transition, it wasn't easy, but what was hard about it was the fact that my family were like, you know, you studied law, we want you to go and do law. Like, what is this youth work thing that you're like, that's not a real job, you know? But the opinion of other people that was making it a bit difficult for me to just like be like, yeah, this is what I'm doing, you know, especially all my friends, you know, we went to uni, like got a whole, you know, degree. But you know, it was what I wanted to do. And when I used to do my motivational talks in schools, I had a slide that used to say, was it, I think, regret first versus purpose? Like, do I want to wake up every day and live my life in regret, or do I want to wake up every day and live my life on purpose? And you know, what I was doing was definitely
dropping gems already.
Yeah, you're so funny. But yeah, so what I felt I was doing was that I was literally living my life on purpose. I wasn't just living a life that had been dictated to me, but I was living a life that I believed I was created to live. So I didn't have any regrets. So every day I would wake up and be like, I'm doing what I was born to do. And when you get to that place, you know, you feel fulfilled, you know, you feel like, and you get, and then you start to flourish. So yes, I would have been phenomenal at law, you know, like I know I would have definitely have been, but I have many gifts. And one of the gifts was being able to talk, which is why I wanted to do law and be a barrister, because I can talk. So, you know, that same gift, my skills were transferable. And even just some of the things I learned in law, you know, when I then became an entrepreneur, you know, it really did help as well. So, you know, everything, every season we go through, every job we get, every business we start, everything we do in life, you know, there's always something that we can learn from it and take from it and carry it into the next season. It doesn't have to be a thing where, oh, I wish I never studied law. No, I'm happy I studied law. You know, it has definitely helped me. I'm happy that I went to work at the YMCA and I learned how to manage, you know, manage people and lead people. Like, you know, you have to look for the good in everything and be like, it didn't work out in that area, but in other areas, I still won. You know, as long as I'm fulfilling my purpose, I'm winning, regardless of which vehicle I'm taking. I'm winning because I'm doing what I was born to do. So So
how does a 22-year-old come round to writing a book?
Okay, so that's an interesting question. And you know what? I think back and I'm like, I was fearless back then. Like I want that old SOTONYE back, because I was literally like, I could do anything. I just went about and did it and made it happen. So the church I was going to at that time, that we had a man who ran a publishing company. In my church, like we were, you know, very much encouraged to, you know, like my pastor, he was a life coach, he was an author, he was a motivational speaker. So I literally was so inspired by him and motivated by him. And then we had someone in the church that was publishing books, you know, for, you know, like for those who wanted to go down the self-publishing route. So, you know, how I even came to think of doing a book, I was just thinking, like, how can I still impact lives? Like, after I've done a workshop and I've gone, like, that's it, you know, how can I impact the lives? How can I reach more people than I can physically get to? And that's where the idea of the book came from. And then, you know, I went about just writing the book. It took me 6 months. You know, I went to interview I interviewed a few more role models than actually made the book, but it was literally African Caribbean role models and their journey to success. And then, you know, I didn't even know, like, I literally just stepped out in faith. And even how I got a hold of these people, I literally sent an email. And I remember title was like "Young People Are Dying." You know, be a part of the solution or something like that. It was one of them like the email subject headings that you want to open, and
Yeah.
I just said like, this is what I'm doing, this is the reason why I'm doing it, and I would love to interview you, to encourage the next generation. And doors were open to me. And I remember there was a lady I met, a PR lady, and it was at a networking event, and I told her what I was doing before I had started contacting the role models. And she was like, oh, well, you're going to have to go through my company. We can get you the contacts, we can connect you, but you're going to have to pay. And I was like, I ain't got no money. Like, I've just finished uni, like, I can't. And I felt discouraged after having that conversation with her, because I was like, how am I going to get the attention of these people? But then again, I just went away and I was like, you know what? All I can do is try.
Yeah.
Like, all I can do is try. And, I'm a Christian. I'm a strong believer that, with God, all things are possible. So I had enough faith.
Yeah.
My faith was that, I'm going to send these emails, and whoever is meant to be in a book will be in a book. And God, that the response was phenomenal. Like, it was phenomenal. And it was just an amazing process. And I ended up launching my book at the House of Commons, which was just amazing, and it just showed me that, like, all things are possible, and doors just opened after that. When you step out and you don't allow fear to hold you back, like, the world is your oyster in that case.
Great. Well, that ties into our topic for this evening. I wanted to talk to you specifically about goal setting, because we are approaching a new year. The time where everyone kind of wants to make their New Year's resolutions, new year, new me, and all that kind of stuff. So I thought this would be the perfect time to kind of talk about goal setting. And it also ties in with the kind of health and fitness industry as well. The gyms are always heaving. I mean, I know we're going to be in a kind of lockdown, but the gyms are normally heaving in January. But you notice that by kind of February, March, it starts to kind of tail off. So there's a lot of people who have made these goals, but by February, March, they kind of, So what I wanted to kind of ask you to kind of start off with, or start off the topic, is how do you kind of define goal setting?
Okay, so one thing I will say is the mistake that people make is that they wait until the new year to set a new goal. You don't need to wait till the new year. Like, if you are serious about the change you want to see, it starts now. Today is your new year in that sense. I always say to people, like, today is your new year. Today is that day that you can start to see the change. Why wait till 1st of January when you can actually start from this side of the year, and then you're flowing as you enter 2021? Do you know what I mean? Why not 21 rather than kind of start 21 like, okay, let me now work out my life? No, the moment that you realize that there's an area of your life that you need to work on, whether you need to lose weight, whether you need to improve your relationships, whether you need to, like, have better money management, whatever it is, you owe it to yourself to start from the moment you realize that this area of my life needs to change. And the power of setting a goal, there's so many different elements to setting a goal. It's not just enough to say, okay, I want to lose weight. Your goal has to be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound. That's one element. Then you need to map out the goal, which is another element. And then
can you just break down that acronym SMART for the people who wasn't aware?
Okay, so this is not my acronym. It's a common acronym, but your goal has to be SMART. So it has to be, like, specific. You don't want to say, I want to lose weight. You want to be specific. How much weight do you want to lose? Okay, so I want to lose, I don't know, I've never been on a weight loss journey, so I don't know the kilos and whatnot, but maybe 5 kilos, I don't know. I want to go, I know just sizes, I want to go from a size 14 to a size 12. Okay, specific, and then measurable. So when you become specific with the goal, it's easy for you to measure it. So you need to be able to have something that when you've hit the goal. So if you know that, okay, you want to go from a size 14 to a size 12, that's measurable. When you then put on a size 12 jeans and it fits, you've achieved your goal. Then it needs to be attainable. There's no point in saying I want to go from a size 20 to a size 10 in a month. It's not, from what I believe, it's not attainable.
Yeah, it's not
realistic, which is
Yeah.
like the A and the R. It's just, it doesn't, it's not, you're going to fail before you even start. So it's important that when you set a goal, it's something that is something that will stretch you, because goals must stretch you. If they don't stretch you, then you won't be motivated, and you won't get the results that you really want to get. So it has to be a goal that will challenge you and cause you to grow in pursuit of the goal. But it has to be something that makes sense. It's achievable. So okay, normally you wouldn't be able to go from maybe a 12 to a 10 in a month. Okay, it maybe in the past it's taken you 4 months. So I would definitely set you a goal where let's try and achieve that in 3 months. So that is more attainable, quote unquote.
Yeah.
If you get the right help and you get the right support. So obviously they need to hire a coach. They need to like rejig their whole life, their eating plan and everything, but it's attainable. Whereas by themselves, it would take longer. With a coach, you can smash your goal quicker. But I wouldn't now say, oh, instead of 4 months, let's try and achieve it in 2 months. If it's just not, you know yourself, you know your life. You just know it's not going to work. Yeah. And then, you know, like it has to be time bound. That's the most important part of the whole goal. You have to have a time to it so that you're motivated, you're pushed. So if you know that by March, the 23rd of March, so this is us being specific, by the 23rd of March, 2021, I will fit into my pair of black jeans size 10, and I will stand in front of my mirror and I will put on my size 10 jeans. I don't know. So that's literally the goal. So let me rephrase that again. Okay, so on the 23rd of March 2021, I will stand in front of my mirror and I will be wearing my size 10 jeans. So now when the 21st or 23rd of March comes and you can't fit into your size 10 jeans, you know that you haven't met your goal.
Yeah. Now, one thing I just want to highlight with regards to your statement. Now, I've studied NLP, so I was very conscious of the words you used. So you used words like "I will" rather than "I want to." Why is that important?
I will and I want to. I will. It's more. It's like when you say I will, it's a different mindset. Like I will achieve this. It's almost like saying there's nothing that's going to stop me. Like I am committed to making sure that I achieve this goal. Whereas I want to, that's like, oh, it would be nice to.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love to fit into a size 10 jeans. Just know March is going to come and you're still going to be you're probably going to be even heavier than you were before you even started trying to lose weight, because it's just a nice thing to do. And the thing is with goals, if it's not a thing that you're committed to achieving, you will not do it. That's why your why has to be strong. Your why has to be compelling. Like, why is it? So we've set the goal. We want to lose weight by March. We want to go from a size 14 to a size 12. Fantastic. But why?
Yeah.
Why do you want to? If it's just because I just want to feel good about myself, okay, that is good, but why? Okay, well, I want to feel good about myself because I haven't felt good about myself. But why? Okay, because when I don't feel good about myself, I become depressed. Okay, so then how do you feel when you're depressed? I feel upset. I feel this. I start eating. And then you go to the crux of why it's important. And then what I do with my clients is that why, we keep that at the forefront, because when it gets hard, and it will get hard, when you feel tired, when you don't feel like exercising, when you feel like giving up, you need to go back to your why, because that why will cause you to get up and to keep on going. And that's why your why can't be superficial. It can't be just, oh, you know, because I just want to, like, it's got to be something meaningful to you, you know, especially like, you know, and the reason, you know, the power of why, like, let me explain a bit more. Like, if you were to go to the doctors and they were to say to you, you know, you're overweight, and like maybe you've got, like, if you don't lose weight within the next 3 months, we're going to have to maybe amputate your leg or whatever, because of diabetes or whatever. I'm just being very, you know, with my example. You're going to, if you don't want your leg to be amputated, you're going to do everything that you need to do. You're going to change your eating habit. You're going to change your lifestyle. Everything is going to change. Because your why is that you've got children. And you want to be able to run after them in the park. You want to be able to be there on sports day and compete in the dad's race or the mum's race. Like your why will be the thing that will cause you to be like, I've got 3 months. I have no choice. I have to achieve this thing. I don't want my leg to be cut off. because not because I just don't want my leg. Why don't you want your leg to be cut off? Like, what is that going to do for you? What is that going to mean? Like, how is that going to affect you? And then when you start to dig deep and you really get somebody to connect with their why, you don't even have to force them.
Yeah.
They themselves will encourage themselves and push themselves to get to where they want to get to, because their why is too much for them not to fulfill their goal.
Yeah. So what are some of the common reasons that you kind of hear why someone doesn't achieve their goals?
Oh, so yeah. So okay, the common reasons. So people will say, oh, people just make excuses for why they don't achieve their goals. And I've said a few reasons why they don't achieve their goals, because their why was never strong enough. They were never really committed. It became hard. Like, the reality is, like, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it.
Yeah.
If it was easy, you would have done it a long time ago. Like, we know that the goal that you're setting is something that you haven't been able to achieve so far. And it's going to require a new you to be born. It's going to require a new mindset to be born. It's going to require a new lifestyle. It's going to require something different, because if you do the same thing you've always done, you're going to get the same result. But if you want to get a different result,
repeat that one.
If you do the same thing you've always done, you're going to get the same result. So when you set a new goal, that means that you're saying to yourself, I'm going to have to do something different so that I can get a different result. And people are not willing to take that journey because they want it to be easy. Like, they want it to be easy. Like, right now, I'm building a website. And my eyes are even like they're tired, okay? And I'm just like, but you know what? Like, there's no other option. This website has to be done. It has to be built. Like, I'm that sort of person now where if I set a goal, I'm accountable to myself. See, people don't know how to be accountable to themselves. And that's another problem. So that's why I recommend getting an accountability coach. Having somebody in your corner that you can hold you accountable. But the biggest secret to success is when you can hold yourself accountable, where you make a promise to yourself that nobody knows about, and you see it through to the end, because you have said, SOTONYE, we are finishing this website in the next 2 days. Like, you owe it to yourself to be loyal to yourself and to be committed to the promise that you've made to yourself. So people don't commit their goals because it's too hard. They're not really motivated. Their why isn't strong enough. It's just they're just you know what it is. People don't commit their goals because they don't want to. Like, I've just thought about it. Like, if you really wanted to, you would. Like, it's the honest truth. Like, when you want to do something, you will do it. And when you don't want to do something, you will find reasons of why you can't do it.
Yeah.
So I remember when I was coaching someone and, I was coaching her to help her to lose weight. I wasn't doing any exercise. It's more so like just holding her accountable to the time.
Yeah. Mindset.
Yeah. And then she's like, oh, it was raining today, so I couldn't go to the gym. I said, what? Like, because of rain? Like, I don't, like, that just shows me you're not serious. Like, you're not serious. Like, this goal, it doesn't mean that much to you as you told me. So now you're a liar. Like, I come hard with my coaches. Like, I don't play, because it means that you are lying. Because if it was that serious to you, rain or no rain, you're at the gym. Or somebody said, oh, they overslept. Another one of my coaches, oh, she overslept, so she wasn't able to get up in time to do what she said she was going to do. Like, why are you oversleeping? Like, set your alarm. Like, put certain things in place to ensure that you don't have excuses. Put certain things in place to ensure that you don't fail. Like, winning must be important to you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, winning has to be important to you. Winning in the goals that you set for yourself, it has to be important to you. Your life has to be important to you. If all of these things are linked to your happiness and your fulfillment, then why are you not running and making sure that these things are coming to pass in your life? But instead, my friend didn't wake me up. I finished work late, so I was tired. Like, these are just excuses. These are excuses. And if you get around the right people, they will allow you to make those excuses. Oh yeah, you must have been so tired. No.
Right, let's just stop on that point there. So how important is it to have let me rephrase that. How important is your support network that you have around you? And just to tail on from that, what do you do if your support network is not supporting you? Like, you know, the people that are closest to you are not providing the support you need. So it's two questions in one there.
Okay, I love that. I hope I remember both of them. All right, so support network is key. Like I said, if you find it hard to be accountable to yourself, then whether you pay somebody that will help you, or you have your friends that are because there's no point asking somebody to help you when they themselves can't help themselves. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, you're asking somebody to help you wake up on time, and they don't even know how to wake up on time. Like, please choose your accountability circle properly. You know, it's like be around people that you see in their own lives that they set goals and they achieve it. Those are the sort of people that you want to be helping you, because they won't allow you to make excuses. But it's so important that when you are starting the journey, you know, where you are looking for change in a certain area of your life, 100%. Like, if you're trying to make sure that you know, you're managing your money properly because you're working towards, you know, saving enough money to get a mortgage, you know, and you know that, okay, maybe every Friday you go out with a group of friends. Tell this group of friends that if they see you pulling out your card, one of them should take the card and cut it up on the spot. Like, don't just tell your friends, oh yeah, I'm trying to save money. No, tell them what they need to do if they see that you're not doing what you should be doing. Like, these are the friends who care enough about you, and they will do that when they see, like, you know, if you tell your friends you're trying to lose weight, and then you're all out and you're eating, they should be looking at you. They should be looking at you and being like, and then they should say, but you said you're trying to lose weight.
Yeah.
Like, you need friends that will tell you the truth and hold you accountable. That's what accountability is. Like, you know, so if you're around people that are not able to hold you accountable, you might need to, like, I know there's like accountability groups out there. Like, you can join an accountability group, or like I said, you can pay someone to do that. Me, I'm more than happy to hold you accountable. And, you know, obviously Aaron as well, he's a coach. Like, you know, like, pay. To be honest, if you're serious about achieving a goal, I would say put money to it. Invest in a professional who can help you achieve that goal. That's what I would advise.
And how do you combat the kind of negative Nancy's that you have around you?
Okay, so you will find that there's some people that will support you, and there's some people who won't. My mindset is, who cares? Like, am I doing this goal for them, or am I doing it for me? That's why this goal, you have to connect with the goal on a deeper level. Like, your why has to be deep. So whether you support me or not, I'm doing this for myself. And sometimes it can be lonely, but at the end of it, when you achieve the goal, you know, you want to feel proud. Like, you will pat yourself on the back and you'll say, well done. And to be honest, when people see that you're serious about what you're trying to achieve, eventually they will come along. Like, eventually they will come along. There's many things that I've started where I haven't had the support of people, but at this, like, I'm like, it's fine. Like, let's go. Like, along the way, you will attract the right people. Along the way, you will form new friendships, new networks, new connections, new partnerships. Like, when you start that journey of change, you become a magnet, and you actually start to repel the people who are not meant to be a part of the journey, and you start to attract the people who are meant to be a part of the journey. But I want to encourage anybody out there who's listening, and you're like, nobody is helping me, nobody's supporting me. Be your own cheerleader. Like, support yourself, because at the end of the day, this goal is for you. It's for you. Don't wait for somebody to have to encourage you. Don't wait for somebody to have to tell you well done. Don't wait. Tell yourself well done and keep it moving. Because at the end of the day, like, it's for you. It's all about you, and you're doing it for you. So if you have the support of people, fantastic. But if you don't stop. Don't stop. And along the way, like, God will send people to help you, for sure. Like, you're going to the gym by yourself and your friends and family are laughing at you and saying, why are you doing that? In the gym, you'll start talking to somebody, and that person can then become your friend, and together you hold each other accountable. So never feel like, oh, because I've started the journey alone, I'm going to end, you know, alone. Along the way, people will come and support you. But even if they don't, keep going. You owe it to yourself to get to the finish line with or without people.
Yeah, so now, this is going to sound like a question with an obvious answer, but what what do you do if you get to the point and you don't hit your goal? Let's say by March you want to, let's take it away from fitness. Let's say you want to save a deposit for a house by August, and by August you haven't hit that target. Now, a lot of people kind of, I know you're going to say you should push through it and keep going, but a lot of people stop at that point, and you know that not hitting the goal kind of becomes detrimental, and then they start going back the other way. How can they kind of combat that?
Well, hopefully, when they were setting the goal, it was attainable for them, because that's the key thing. You know,
Mm.
if it was never attainable, then, you know, by default they were always going to kind of miss the mark. But in life, like, all you can do is, you know, if you know what, you have to be honest with yourself. Did you try your best?
Mm.
You know, if you didn't try your best, then you can't be mad. Like, you can't be upset. All you
Yeah.
can do is be like, okay, I could have tried harder. Let me reset the goal. Like, you don't give up just because you didn't hit it the first time. Like,
Mm.
what kind of, like, no offense, but what kind of attitude is that? Like,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it didn't work out the first time, I'm gone. Like, no. Like, if that's your mindset, you've got work to do on your mindset before you try and set another goal. You need to learn how to persevere. You need to understand, you know, what resilience is. Like, there's so many things you're gonna have to learn, because life, you can set an amazing goal and life can happen.
mm.
And it doesn't mean that, oh, because life has happened, that's it. I will
Yeah,
never become this thing. No. You know, or because, and even when you hit the goal, it might not even yield the result. It might not even give you what you thought you even wanted.
yeah.
Like, let's say like Tyler Perry, yeah, when he first did his first production, he hit his goal, but
Mm.
nobody turned up.
Okay,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
few people turned up, but he hit his goal. So
Mm.
is he now like, oh no, gosh, nobody turned up, should I give up? No, you keep on going. But then again, that's when it comes down to, you know, like, I keep on saying this, but you have to have the right people around you who will tell you, let's go,
Mm.
let's get back up. Like, you can still make it. You can still make it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, let's set another goal. Like, don't, like, if you get to wake up another day, that means that you have another opportunity to go again. Like, as long as you're breathing,
Mm.
you have another opportunity to keep on going. So you don't, even if you drop the baton, you pick it up. Even when you fall down, you get back up. Like, we know these songs, you know, we see it. We see it all the time. We see, when people are running and they fall down, they get back up.
Mm.
Because it's not about, so yes, it's great if you can hit it in the time frame, but ultimately the real thing is, did you achieve it while you were alive?
Yeah.
That's the thing. And you even see people that, you know, in their 60s, their 70s, they're starting businesses. You know, they're going back to uni to study. That
Mm.
just shows you that you don't have to give up on your dreams. The worst thing you could do is give up on your dreams because it didn't work out the first time. Like, that's sad.
Yeah. I mean, do you recommend people set small short-term goals, or you know that saying, shoot for the moon, and then if you miss, you'll be amongst stars. Like, what's your kind of thought process about that?
Okay, so you know what? I think people need to get into the habit of winning. They need to get into the habit of having small wins
Okay.
that lead to the big win.
Mm-hmm.
So what I do, what I do with my coachees is, along the journey, we celebrate every positive thing that's happened. So when they're saving money for a mortgage, yeah, and let's say in the month they need to save, maybe, I don't know, £500. But what we would do is that we wouldn't just wait till the end of the month to celebrate. We would then say that, okay, so if you need to save £500 a month, that means that every week you need to be saving, I think, £125 or something like that.
Mm.
And something. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, to be saving the psych, yeah. So we don't break it down to how much you need to be saving a week, yeah. So then what I would then get them to do is that every Sunday, if you've been able to save that money, celebrate somehow.
Mm.
That somehow.
Not by spending it.
Say again?
I said not by spending it.
Well, not by spending it. No. Something that's free and fun. so that they've now, because so you don't need to wait to the end to celebrate at every step so that you feel encouraged. So let's say week 1 is done, you saved £125 and you celebrate, you're excited, you're motivated. Week 2, oh my gosh, I've done it, I'm celebrating. Week 3, oh my gosh. Week 4, oh my gosh. Before you know it, 1 month has gone, 2 months have gone, 3 months have gone, a whole year has gone, and it's like you're every step you celebrated yourself. And if there's a week that comes and you know what, you weren't able to, if you was able to save maybe £50, still tell yourself well done.
Yeah.
But as your coach, I will still have to question what happened that week. You know, but I definitely believe that you set the big goal, but you celebrate the small wins.
Okay.
So motivated and encouraged to keep on going to get to the big goal.
And do you encourage people to have one goal, or can they have multiple goals? What do you think about that?
That's a good question, and it all depends on the person.
Okay.
Like, if you're finding it hard to achieve one goal, let's not complicate things, you know, because there's a method to being able to set a goal, map it out, and execute it in the time frame. There's a method.
What is that method? Teach us.
Ah, well, it can't be. I can only take you through the journey on my coaching. But in a sense where, and the thing, that's what I teach. So I teach my coaches like how to effectively set a goal, and then how you break that goal down into manageable pieces or action steps, and then how you start to take action, and then I hold them accountable. Now, my thing is that I don't want you to be accountable to me for life. No. So I teach you so that you then have the tools, so that when you now come to set another goal in your life, you know exactly how to do it, because it's the same method each and every time. Set a SMART goal, map it out, break it down against the time frame that you have. So you work backwards. If I'm trying to achieve it by this time, work it backwards till you get to the first step that you need to take. And then, you know, you put that into your diary. You put things into place to ensure that these things can happen, you know, at the set times, on the set days. You know, your goal doesn't just fall into place. You have to be intentional about making sure that if on Wednesday you're going to do A, you put a reminder in your phone. You have the book ready, you know, whatever it is you need to do. You have to help yourself to help yourself.
Yeah.
So hold on, what the question was? Yeah. So there's a method to it. So yeah, so should people have multiple goals? Someone like me, yes, I have multiple goals, because, you know, I know how to execute and achieve my goals. But if you don't know how to, and you haven't developed the habit of setting a goal and achieving it, I would definitely encourage you. Let's take one. Let's get you to really understand that journey, and then let's see what happens. Let's see what happens from there. Yeah. But I would say I'm not the sort of person where I'm just like, where I would say people just have one goal, because I'm multifaceted, so I don't just focus on one thing. But know your strengths, know your limits, know what you can and cannot do, and know your, like, how committed you really are. Yeah. And some goals are intertwined. So if they are, then yeah, we can work on two at the same time. It all kind of depends on what the goals are, and do they all kind of need to come together to achieve the bigger picture, or is it something that we can work on separately? And it all depends on the time frames as well. You know, is one more important than the other, or is one more of a priority? You know, it kind of, we just have to look at everything, and then I say, okay, this is what I think we'll be able to do. And with my help, you know, or with the professionals' help, you know, you should be able to definitely achieve it. And the whole point of having a coach is so that you can achieve things quicker. You know, like, you know, when you're like I'm a wedding planner. So if you're, you know, like you, when you plan your wedding, I think you guys plan it yourselves, or yeah. So it took you guys, you know, probably quite a lot of time, you know, to plan it. Me, I can literally plan a wedding in a day, because, you know, I've done this for how many years. You know, I can literally do this with my eyes closed. So when you come along a coach, you know, like, who is experienced in the area that you're trying to see the change in, like, we will tell you, do A, B, and C, because it's tried and tested. So it means then that you don't have to work it out by yourself. If you follow the method, if you follow what we tell you, you will get there quicker. And, you know, like, you'll just be like, it will just be an easier journey for you. Yeah.
I mean, is there a perfect time to set a goal? I mean, like, we're in a time of, like, great uncertainty at the minute. where no one kind of knows what the future holds. So is this the kind of time that people should be setting goals, or should they kind of be looking to kind of consolidate their life as it is?
No. If you haven't got COVID, I don't know, you like, if you're well, you're not sick, like there's always going to be uncertainty in this world. Like it's man, like there's always going to be uncertainty. There's never going to be a perfect time to do anything, you know. There's never going to be a perfect time to do anything.
Yeah.
So you have to create that time. Like you have to create the opportunity. You know, you can't wait. Like some people think, oh, I'm going to wait. Like when they're talking about, oh, I'm going to write a book. Like I'm going to wait till I'm 30 to write a book. I don't understand. Like, what's going to happen at 30 that, or like, you know, like just write the book now. Like I'm very much of a now person. Like I'm very much a do it today person. Yeah. And like if someone's like, oh, I want to write a book when I'm 30. I'm like, well, there's things that you know now that there's an audience of people who don't know those things. So yes, write the book at 30, but also write something now. Because there's information that you know now that can be a blessing to other people. And like, you don't know whether you're going to be here tomorrow. Like the biggest uncertainty is whether you're going to be here tomorrow or not. So knowing that tomorrow is not promised, what you have now, like make the most of it. Like if what you know for sure is that I have today, then what are you going to do today? So that if tomorrow doesn't come, you know that you've lived your life. You know that you've left a legacy behind. I can't wait till I'm 50 to start creating a legacy, because I don't know whether I'm going to be here or not.
But
let me start today. Like, what's wrong with starting today? Like, uncertainty is like whatever's happening in the world, it doesn't affect me in a sense where I will always find a way around it. And that's why life is about mindset. Like, if you have the wrong mindset, then you will become a victim to life. You will become a victim to uncertainty. But if you have the right mindset, even in times of uncertainty, there is so much opportunity. And if you have the right mindset and you look for it, you will find it. You know, look at Zoom. Look at Zoom. Like we can see, like this is like in our lifetime, like we're still young, so this is probably like one of the biggest things. You know, recession happened and all, but this is like the biggest thing that's really happened in our lifetime. And we've seen that people have flourished. People have become millionaires. So my mindset is not, oh, I'm going to look at it. Your focus will determine what happens during a time of uncertainty. If you focus on the uncertainty, then yes, you will be left uncertain, and you'll be carried by that wave of uncertainty. But if you turn your eyes away from that, and yes, I realize there's uncertainty, but I'm now going to look for opportunity, things will start to change. And you will find that in uncertainty, you were still able to soar. And that's the mindset of a winner.
Yeah. I mean, you seem like someone who naturally kind of has that mindset. But what if someone is more of, they see the kind of glasses half empty rather than half full? I mean, they're a bit of a pessimist.
Yeah, I can't help you. No, that's the thing. I'm an optimist for sure. And you know, me being an optimist, it hasn't been detrimental to me, if that makes sense. Whereas when you're a pessimist, it's like, you know, some people say, oh, I'm a realist, but even realist, pessimist, I would irritate you. I would irritate you because, yeah, right now, the reality is people are on lockdown. You know, that's the reality. But even in lockdown, like right now, we're doing a live. Like, how many people have jumped on their Instagram and have blown during this time simply by, yes, being locked down in their house, but using the resources they have available to them? They've been able to grow a platform. Some people only had like 100 followers before lockdown. Now they have 1 million followers because they looked for opportunity. So for pessimists, I would just encourage you to like think differently. Like, even a pessimist, you're probably unhappy and miserable, like, no offense, because you don't want to see the good in things. You don't want to see opportunity. You don't want to believe that good can come out of bad. So, you know, that mindset is not going to help you.
Yeah. I mean, should we all have goals?
Yeah. If you're living and breathing, you need to, like, it's, for me, I call it like goals, purpose, you need to be working towards something. You were like, you weren't created just to sit and do nothing. Like, you know, there's, you know, in our personal development, you know, industry, we say there's 8 areas, you know, of your life. You know, your relationships, your finance, your spiritual, your health, your wealth, your this, your that. So that's when you work on those different areas of your life, it helps you to become a balanced person and a whole person. So we're not saying that goals has to be, oh, I want to make $1 million by this time. Like, it can be, there's personal goals. You know, in every area of your life, you definitely should have a goal. There should be something that you're definitely working towards. Like, every day you should be growing and becoming more of the person that you are meant to, because if not, you're going to die with all of that potential inside of you. You know, they say that the richest place on this earth is the graveyard, because people go to the grave with books unwritten, songs unsung, businesses they never started, exams they never sat. Because of what? Fear. Because they maybe had that mindset that, oh, I don't need to have a goal. But then you have all of these gifts and these talents inside of you. You know, they're meant to be birthed while you're on this earth.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I feel you. Well, I'm just conscious of time. So if someone wants to write a goal today, because we're not going to wait till New Year's Day or New Year's Eve, we're writing a goal today, right now. Could you give one tip that that person should use to kind of help them write their goal today for, you know, whatever?
Okay. Well, I have spoken about setting a goal. But they need to be specific. Like, you have to, the goal has to be detailed. It can't just be it'll be nice to buy a new car it'll be nice to buy a new car next year. Like, that car's not coming. Like, first of all, what car? Like, what are you talking about? You know, and it's just amazing because I recently got a message from, I did a goal setting vision board party earlier on this year, just before lockdown. And, you know, one of the attendees, you know, I literally went through the example with her of how, you know, to make your goal specific. And her goal was to, you know, get the keys to her first house this year. And I said to her, let's be specific. Like, you know, how many bedrooms do you want? You know, how many floors will it be? What color would the door be? Like, we started to really dream, and she started to really visualize the house that she wanted. And then we looked at how much money is it? And then how much money are you earning? And then we looked at how much do you need to be putting aside a month? And we were like, can you get another job? You know, if you want to be put, like, we were so specific. And then, you know, last month, she sent me a message saying, like, we got the house, and she sent me a picture, and she literally, it was beautiful. She took a picture of the house that I drew on the board, and literally the house that she bought and the house that I drew, it literally was almost identical. And she was like, thank you so much. You know, thank you so much. So it's literally like, you have to be specific so you know what it is you're working towards. Otherwise, how can you measure it? You
Is
know,
it important to write your goals down, or can you just have them in your head?
No, you have to write them down. You have to, like, if you're sitting down and you're thinking about your goals, you like, a pen and paper has to be next to you. And the thing is, I'm like an ideas queen. So I'm always thinking of ideas, and I write them down. And I used to think, oh my gosh, if I have an idea now, I've got to execute it tomorrow. And I've come to realize, okay, it's not everything that you need to do now. There's seasons. But if I hadn't written them down, then I would have forgotten about them. Like, you know, anything that you keep in your mind, just know it's going to disappear. Because you can have an idea today and, like, right now we could sit and have an amazing discussion about what we're going to go and do, and then I can lead this conversation and go into a whole nother conversation. By the time I finish that conversation, I have forgotten what we have talked about. But when you write it down, you know, it's documented. You can go back to it. You can then, you know, flesh it out a bit more. You know, you can really, like, take it apart. Like, you have to write it down. Do not, you know, even those of you who are watching us live here, like, don't be trying to remember what we're saying. Write it down. Write it down. Like, life it's not a memory test. Like, you're not going to score a goal because you stars because you remembered your goal. No, write it down. Like, if it's serious, write it down. Even put a date to it, a date to when you had that idea, you know, or a date of when you know, said, okay, this is what I want to do. But definitely write it down. And there's many quotes, you know, about the importance of writing down your goal. And if you write it down, you're more likely to achieve it. Like, we know the power. You know, don't be lazy. don't be lazy and just think in your head. Like, write it down, get a pen and paper or your phone. I use the notes on my phone, and I put everything there. You can always go back to it. But yeah, if you're serious about what you want to do, then you have to write it down. There needs to be somewhere that you can go back. And then even, you know, print out pictures. Like, you know, print out pictures and put them up, you know, of what you want. So if you're saying I want to get a brand new, you know, BMW, black leather interior, blah, 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 you know, by June, you know, 12th of June, 2021, you know, print out that car and have it somewhere, because, you know, your mind needs to be able to see it. And they say, you know, whatever, you know, like subconsciously, when it goes into your mind, your subconscious mind would then start to work out ways of how to make it happen. And it's almost like what you see is what you attract. Yeah. So you have to, like I keep on saying, you have to help yourself. Like you have to, if you're not used to being able to set a goal and achieve it, like, just help yourself, do everything that you need to, put things around, tell everybody, like, do whatever you need to ensure that you achieve your goal.
Yeah. Thank you. So Tonye, that has been an amazing conversation. You dropped loads of gems. I'm going to watch this back and take notes. I'm just conscious of the time. So really appreciate you taking the time to come and join us. I have tagged your name in the bottom and I have tagged you on the page. So guys, please go and check SOTONYE's page out. And if you are looking for a coach, she is who you should go to. But yeah, don't wait for New Year's Eve or New Year's Day to write your goals. Start today. As soon as we come off this live, go and get your pen and paper, write down your goal today, and wish you all the best. But I don't need to wish you all the best because you will achieve it. So thank you, SOTONYE, and wish you all the best for 2021 as well.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. And thank you
no worries.
Time to join us. So I don't know what time it is, how many minutes we have left.
5 to 9.
Okay, all right. Thank you. And well done, you know, Evan, for this platform. Like, well done for being consistent. Like, I've seen that, you know, like, basically success is consistency over time equals success. And you have been consistent all of these years. So, you know, success is guaranteed for you. And I'm excited to see, you know, the continued growth of your business, of your brand. So I just want to encourage you, keep on going, like, keep on doing what you're doing. And, you know, yeah, like there's so much more I know that's going to come out of you. But yeah, just stay encouraged, man. Set those goals.
Appreciate it, SOTONYE. I will do. All right, take care. See you later.
All right, thank you. Bye.
Bye. Right, guys, that was SOTONYE. Like I said, I've known SOTONYE for a long time, and she's been like that the whole time. Like, I met her 10, maybe 11 years ago, and she was that same inspirational person back then as she is here today. So I do encourage you to all go and check her out and follow her. But I really enjoyed that. So yeah, if you do have a goal in mind, don't wait until New Year's Eve. Don't wait till New Year's Day. Start now and make sure you write it down. So thank you for joining us, guys. That is our 5th episode of Sweat Talk. Stay safe, guys. Peace.